How's my Costa Rican goddess?
Well, I wish I could say bronzed and sun-kissed, but not yet. And I have a feeling after spending an entire year indoors, I'm going to be a little more sunburned before I can say that.
Right?
But besides that, living La Vida Loca.
Yeah, your skin is going to be, like, resistant to the sunlight. Like, you're like a vampire now.
It's like, I have no joke. I was outside for 5 minutes earlier, and I already feel like I have a little bit of a sunburn. I got to go real slow. Level one.
God.
Tip my toe in so I don't turn into a lobster.
Damaged
Can't do that. It's great, but I am so happy to be in the sunshine, getting vitamin D from the actual sun, not from in a pill form.
In a pill form.
You know, which is fine. I mean, get it how you live it, or get it how you need it. But,
yes.
Woo, it's nice.
What's
how
the
are
temperature
you?
there?
Oh, well. Oh, what is the temperature? I don't know. Let's see what my phone says. That probably will tell me. I bet it's like 78.
Oh, my God.
Whatever perfect is.
Right.
Oh, 84. 84. It feels, but it doesn't feel like it because
It's
there's
a dry
breeze.
heat.
It's a breeze. And it's more like humid, but not, it's perfect. This is ideal.
What are your
And
big
I think
plans
it's probably
while
a
you're
drier
there?
season. Oh, big plans. Well, my mom says we're going to the rainforest.
Nice.
So that's going to be fun. And we're going on the world's longest zip line.
No.
Yes.
Is Sally going to do it too?
Oh, she's done it.
She's so adventurous.
She goes skydiving. She rides motorcycles. Please. This woman is like, I feel like there was like the character from Hey Arnold, like the grandma from Hey Arnold. Do you remember that show? Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah.
And she would like come in on a motorcycle and she'd like have the glasses on, like they'll like lift them up and there's like dirt covering her face.
She's
the
a
little
kid
glasses.
at heart.
Yeah, and it, you know, it's fun because it's like being in lockdown for like a year. You know, it can get really depressing and serious. And you know, it's my mom, the you know, older one, chronologically, is the one who teaches me how to play more and connects me with being young. I feel like the old lady in the relationship.
Well, I had read this book recently about back pain, which, you know, you'd think, wow, that's really interesting. But I mean, the thesis of the book was that people think like back pain comes with growing older, but really it's like a bell curve and it peaks between like, I don't know, 30 and 50 or something. And it's because it's not actually from degeneration. It's from stress and where we like keep our... Yeah, and so it makes sense. What you're describing.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, I just went to a yoga class this morning. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So amazing. And the woman was saying that your hips are like the junk drawer of your body, and it holds all of that stress. And so you really have to stretch out the hips and imagine it like you're just dumping out all the shit that you carry. Like
it sounds woo-woo, but it's true.
I know, that is the thing. I swear, every single time I go to like seminars and workshops and you know, therapy, like continuing education classes, things like that are taught, you know, by doctors, by people who are like not woo-woo. They'll always say, I know this stuff sounds a little woo-woo or hippity-dippity, but, and what it's saying is like,
mind and body.
It's always been there. We're just figuring out the connection.
Yeah.
It's like
so
everything
good.
else.
I'm glad
like
you're getting
radio
in touch with
waves
that.
and like microwave. They always been there, all this stuff. Electromagnetic fields. We just now have the tools to read it. Speaking of which, I have a cool story that one of our listeners posted in Twitter. More like an update on cool stuff, on science. Did you see that scientists have successfully communicated in real time with people while they're lucid dreaming?
No.
Right? It's so cool.
Tell me what they learned.
Okay, so we are now able to connect with people while they're in a dream state. So it's like interactive dreaming. There was a study that was just done on people who were lucid dreamers. They all reported to be lucid dreamers. And some of them have been...
Can you remind me what that means exactly?
Okay, so lucid dreaming is when you are able to control your dreams. You have the ability to, like, act out, like, what you want to do and where you want to go. And you're almost, like, consciously aware, but your mind is in a REM state. Or your mind is in REM cycle. So you should not be conscious. And these people were responding to simple math problems with their eyes.
No.
Yep.
Come on.
Isn't that cool? It gives me, like, goosebumps.
That's...
So, yes. So
did they remember when they woke up?
Oh, I don't remember. I think they do. Wow. I can't remember. I'll have to look.
Can you imagine?
If they did.
That's really cool. I love that.
So what they did is they hooked them up to, you know, all those like EKG machines, the stuff that reads the brain waves, and they've got like little meters all over everywhere, their face and everything, or little like sticky things they put on there. And they recruited 36 people that were in these sleep laboratories in the United States, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. And so, you know, kind of like at least, they're all kind of white places, let's be real. It's pretty much the same population type. And then they looked at the brainwaves and the eyeball movements in their sleep, and so they can determine with your brainwaves and your eyeball movements what stage of sleep you're in. So they made sure that they're in this like deep sleep stage, and then they were asked to confirm they were in a dream state with these like responses to a left-right pattern. So they would ask a question, and then they would move their eyes to like the left for yes and the right for no.
Wow.
And so the eye signals and facial contortions were measured for communication, and it performed real good results.
That's exciting to me.
Yeah. And they don't know even what's going to come from this.
Right. Well, here's my hope.
Oh, tell me.
Well, you know how my fear of being buried alive. Well,
yeah, correct.
Related to that is even just this idea of like when you're under anesthesia, but you can feel stuff. Those people.
Oh my God, locked like in and
it's the same idea. I want them to use this research to help us so that we have some sort of fucking safe word or whatever.
Oh, well, that reminds me of the thing with the smells of you responding to. I think you're safe now.
Why?
Maybe. I don't know. For at least from falling in actually, I don't know. I can't say that. But I think, you know that smell thing that you're talking, I can't get that out of my mind. That somebody with in a coma, like how you know if their brain is still, if they respond.
Still what's the word? Repulsed by gross smells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, this is all good. I love it. Can I just say, though?
Yeah.
Like, whenever I'm in a deep sleep, all I'm thinking about is how great my sheets are.
Well, that'll put you right into a deep sleep real quick.
Sometimes,
whether you're lucid dreaming or not.
When we're done recording, sometimes I will laugh at how you and my segues so good.
Yeah. Well, because it's all true. It's all legit. I'm like, I'm thinking about my sheets. Whew. I love
and you
those
always
babies.
like add to it perfectly. Well, that'll put you in. Anyway, Brooklinen are the best sheets and bedding for a very comfortable, cozy, snoozy situation. And I mean, that's what we're looking for is a good night's sleep. And Brooklinen has luxury sheets, but with a fair price, no middlemen. No markups. They have comforters that come in lightweight and all season and ultra warm to suit every type of sleeper and lifestyle. And tons of different materials. They have eco-friendly recycled down alternative, which I love.
Don't forget about my favorite linen.
Yeah, Sarah loves the linen.
I love them.
And you can treat yourself to ultimate comfort with Brooklinen's Comforter Collection. Go to brooklinen.com and use promo code BRAINCANDY to get $25 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's BROOKLINEN.com and enter promo code BRAINCANDY for $25 off with a minimum purchase of $100. That's brooklinen.com, promo code BRAINCANDY.
And while you were talking about that, I found out that they were able to recall the interactions after they woke up. And they were, this is the
Really?
coolest part. I totally forgot. Oh my God. That they reported that the prompts sounded like a voiceover narrator or a radio speaker
What?
that was clearly coming from outside of their dream. Oh, I love
Like
that.
on the intercom of your brain.
Yeah, but this is also really good news because that tells you that you'll know the difference if somebody tries to go inside your brain and be like, planty plant, like.
That's a good
you know,
point.
You know, because you'd know. You'd be like, that's not me. Ooh, which is even cooler because then it's like you really have a conscious, like, that's separate. Like you, God, I just love it.
Yeah, you're putting the pieces
Dreams,
together
man.
there. Dreams.
I frickin' love it. Maybe I
Wait
could,
a
like,
minute.
get down for some lucid dreaming while I'm out here.
I feel like, because, don't you lucid dream sometimes?
I
Or that's
have
something else?
had an out-of-body experience.
Yes.
And then I tried to trigger a lucid dream and gave myself sleep paralysis.
That's right.
So that, which, you know, is fine. But, like, I've had that probably like 4 or 5 times. And anybody who gets it is like, oh, God. It's like you're screaming but can't. That's that trap. Oh,
Yep.
Zeus.
Yeah.
I get it. Oh,
Yeah.
my God, to be like that for a long time. Because I swear when it happens, it's probably only like 30 seconds.
Well,
Maybe.
and it
I have
kind
no
of,
fucking
you know how
clue.
you and I both have a fear of developing Alzheimer's or dementia?
Yeah, correct.
It kind of feels the same. Where, like, you're there, but you're not. It freaks me out.
In that sense, we wouldn't be aware of it, though. So I think we'd be cool.
Well,
No, but in the beginning we would. We saw that Still Alice. Lord.
Wait a minute. I feel like you jumped into your content without, before we started recording, Sarah promised me that she'd tell the story of her travel day to Costa Rica.
Oh, my gosh.
There was an
let me
incident.
tell you. Getting a dog to Costa Rica, they have not made it easy.
Right.
And, which is fair. I get that.
Wait, who's they?
Airlines.
Okay, not like
The
customs or something.
The FAA? What is
Yeah.
it? What?
FAA.
Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
They make it really difficult. And what I think happened is nobody's flying anymore. And so they need to make some more money. And so what they've done is they said, guess what? We no longer accept emotional support companions.
Right.
So your animal has to go as a pet, which gets checked. Or unless it's small, you can carry it on. But in a kennel, but that goes under the seat. But Bo doesn't fit in there. So she had to get checked underneath.
Yeah.
And that, because this was kind of like a last minute, like, okay, we don't have anywhere to move to. Like, I'd love a vacation and it's my birthday. Let's just do it. I pulled the trigger. It was, here we are. And I had to get the heck out of my apartment because they were doing all that construction. And finally, P.S., I contacted a law firm. They said they don't have enough they're not interested in pursuing a case at this time.
Why?
I think it's because the damage wasn't severe enough and didn't affect multiple people. So we're not looking at hundreds of thousands here. We're looking at $800 for each month, like the equivalent to what that office cost me and
And they
rent.
know that.
They know that. So I think this is a small claims court thing that I'm going to have to do on my own, which is fine. Well, I'm still going to be litigious because I'm fighting. I ain't done. I am getting my money back. Okay, so I had to get the heck out of there. And I needed a vacation sometime in the sun. And I can't go anywhere without my baby Bo. Hello. And Ren's going and visiting his family in Texas, so here we are. And so I start this process of now, because I was banking on her going as an emotional support animal. Then I get an update on which, when you do that, you just send them these forms 48 hours before your before you travel. Easy breezy. Then I get an update that says 3 days before I'm leaving. I get maybe 4 days before I'm leaving that says we are no longer accepting pets for flights booked after January 11th or something like that, or emotional support animals for things booked after January 11th, blah blah blah. And so I go into panicky. Oh my God, what do I do now? I take the dog to the vet, and she has to get rabies. She has to have her original rabies certificate Not a copy, not a, like, what the fuck is this? Like the DMV? Like, why should we get an original rabies? Like, I don't know. Like, I felt like it was easier to get, like, a marriage certificate than it was to do this. It was crazy. And so, well, I guess because we're, like, trying to, like, not, like, have an outbreak of disease. So maybe it is really good that we are strict with this stuff. I do understand people.
Right.
Okay, so, like, don't, like, at me or whatever. And so had to go. So now her doctor her vet for the original rabies thing is all the way down in Orange County. So now in order for them,
what if you had gotten it in Pittsburgh? You know what I mean? Like,
I would have to go. They would mail it to me, but mailing it is going to take however many days. And we have 3 days before we're going to go. So I have to get her. I made the appointment. I didn't know I needed this either. The airline just told me, oh, you just have to get a wellness check for your dog and make sure her vaccines are up to date. Okay, no problem. So I call my cousin who happens to be a vet in Topanga, and I say, hey, can I get an appointment for the dog? Yeah, sure. Get the appointment, bring the dog in, and they go, oh, she needs all the stuff. Like Costa Rica, they type it in. Oh, she needs this. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? So now I got to, like, go down to Orange County, spend the night in a hotel to make sure that I could. Oh, because I had movers scheduled because our entire apartment is getting moved and into a storage unit. And I got the movers coming at 9 a.m. on Monday, and I got to somehow that morning get down to Orange County before the movers come to get Bo's certificate at a rabies vaccination, then drive all the way back up. So she had to get an extra vaccine. Then they had to make sure, she didn't have heartworms. So she got to get the blood test and blah, 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 blah. And then, but that wasn't even the hectic part. So that's like normal. That's fine. That's like all the things you have to go through. Like, I understood all that stuff. That seemed reasonable. So I get all that. And also I have to buy a kennel. And, like, then all the charges start. It's like, boop, 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 boop. The vet bill. I mean, don't even get me started on what that, And this was not, like, friends and family freebie. It was, I got a little bit hooked up. But still, you got to pay for vaccines and everything. They got to keep the lights on, too. So then it is the day of, well, it's like last night. This is like the night before. Like, I'm leaving in the morning to Costa Rica. Entire apartment's packed up. I have, like, no other options. I'm, like, making sure that everything is done. Like, I have to turn in the keys. I'm, like, making sure the apartment is all done. And then I'm, like, going having fun. The end. I go, and I just, at about 3 o'clock in the morning, my flight's at 11. 3 o'clock in the morning, I get this wave of anxiety. And I'm like,
oh, no.
Something isn't right. And so I look through, I go to Alaska Airlines, and I look through their pet policy. And it says in their pet policy, we have a strict breed limitation, and we do not take any dogs that are any breed of the following breeds because of their shortened nose. There's like a name for it. And of their breathing problems. So you're not allowed to check and are not allowed to go, like, in the cargo if you are any combination of the following breeds. Well, one of those happens to be what Bo's vet put down, which is boxer.
Oh, no.
She is listed. And it says she's listed as boxer mix on every single document that had been printed for this. And there's no way of changing it. It was all submitted electronically. Oh, my heart is, like, pounding as I'm thinking about this story and how I was at 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't get one wink of sleep. I was like tossing and turning. I'm like, this is impossible. I can't sleep. I just got up, took a bath. Was like, what do I even do? Because, like, I'm, getting up at 7 a.m. to, like, finish everything else up. I'm freaking out because I have no other plan. I mean, if I don't have time, I get to the airport and they say, I'm sorry, I don't have time now I don't have, like, a backup plan. I don't have time now to get her into a doggy daycare before I get on my flight. Like, I'm definitely missing the flight. It's going to be a whole thing. So I get to the I call my mom, and my mom, like, starts tearing up. She's like, oh, no, this is awful. And she's like, okay, you know what you have to do, Sarah. This is what you are born to do. You are going to talk their ear off. And you are just going to be, you are skilled in the art of distraction. You are a people person. You are a connector. And here's what you're going to do. You're just going to connect with them the whole entire time. And as they're looking for those papers, you're just going to keep on talking. And they're not even going to look at everything. And it is not even going to be a problem. We are going to be no problem. Everything's fine. The path is cleared for you. Done deal. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just like meditating on this. Like, I see myself at the beach. I see myself with Bo. Bo's running around with no leash, just having fun. Suze, I have never been more nervous. I felt I could have been smuggling cocaine and I would have been more calm.
Right.
For real.
That's really funny.
I was like, oh my God, don't look on there.
Right.
Because and there are multiple stops. It's not just one time I have to do this.
No.
So
yeah.
And like, thank God, this woman, I get up to the desk and I'm just like, so how you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And oh my God, it's been a day. And can you believe it? I had movers come and I'm just like talking. And I'm like, how busy? Is it usually this busy? No, it's pretty good. And she's like, and then to the point where she turned around and was like, okay, what else do I need to do? Said that to herself. And I was like, we are good. And she's like putting all the labels on. Check, all the boxes. Did not ask me for my paperwork one time.
No.
It was a miracle. I cried tears of joy. As I'm standing in the line to get my breakfast sandwich at the terminal, I am there. Thank God I'm like wearing a mask because you can kind of like hide, and my hair is all puffy, so you can't like really see my face at all. And so I'm like hiding and just crying tears of joy because I am so happy that I made it through and that Bo can come with me, because what the fuck would have happened? I don't know.
I don't want to break the momentum, but I have to tell everybody another miracle.
Yeah. Yes, please.
is the ability to ship stuff from your home or office without having to go to the post office. Thanks to the good people at stamps.com, you can ship online. You can ship any kind of mail anywhere in the world.
Which I guarantee is way easier than shipping a dog.
It really is. It's a no-brainer because you save time and money. You get discounts on postage, and this includes USPS and UPS. And it's so easy. You just print it out, put it on the package, and the mail carrier will pick it up. Stop wasting time going to the post office and go to stamps.com instead. There's no risk. And with our promo code BRAINCANDY, you get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Brain Candy. That's stamps.com, promo code Brain Candy. Stamps.com. Never go to the post office again. I am so sorry.
Oh no, I was just, but also I was thinking, I am so happy for that UPS USPS combo, because I saved a pretty penny in shipping stuff to you guys. I couldn't. It was like a $40 difference.
Right, because
I would have never known.
Like, oh, by the way,
I'd been like, okay, here you go, take my money.
Right, because on stamps, like if you put in the info,
it says it's like, oh, actually, yeah. So we love that. There you go. Yeah,
so,
and then you don't have to go to both places. Oh, yeah, it's all good. So I just had to put that in there. So I had to add that last little personal anecdote.
So you cried. You were so relieved.
Oh my God, I was so relieved. Then, everybody, this is the best part.
Yes.
I sit down. I get all cozy because now I can actually relax, and I open up because it's my birthday now. I'm flying on my birthday. I open up my birthday presents from my dear friend Susie Meister. Oh my gosh! People, let me tell you, this is the best part. I open up one of them, and I have this moment where I go, oh, binoculars. Which one is it? I love these. I don't even care. Then I proceed to look around the box to see, well, it's going to tell me what it is. Nope. The word binoculars is not written on the box anywhere of the actual binoculars. That's the funniest part.
When you text me about it.
Oh my God, I unplugged the phone. Hang on.
When Sarah texted me about it, she called him the you-know-what. And I thought you meant the hammock, because you also have trouble. Don't you have trouble
saying hammock?
I thought there was a situation, or was that just Nate Bargatze, where he said, like, doesn't know what it's called. He calls it a hammock.
Oh, no, that's not me. That's him. It's a hammock. I'm familiar.
I forgot about the binoculars problem.
Oh, that was it. I was like, that's why I was like, I have to save it. I can't even tell her right now because it's too funny. It was like cracking me up because I'm like, I'll look on the box. That'll clear it up for me. It did not.
So tell me the possible ways you think you could pronounce the word.
Binoculars, which is correct. I do know that.
Yeah.
And binoculars, which is clearly not correct. Which I do know. But my brain does that thing.
It trips, yeah.
It's like, I have a friend who says it breathgist, and she's like, I'm never not saying that. Sorry. People have tried to correct me. I just don't, I can't be bothered.
She insists on calling it breath kiss?
I think she just like has accidentally said it for so long that now she's like, I can't. Just, this is how I say it. And she'll like announce it to people. Like, she's like, hey, this is how I say it. Like, that's fine. And I'm like, that's fine. Yeah, just, you know what you do. So I like my brain it takes a moment for it to go, nope, it's not that one, it's this one. But I just thought it was so funny that on the actual item, it does. I was like, oh, no problem.
Everyone's
shirts
confused.
on here somewhere. And then, as Susie mentioned, a hammock, which is so perfect because, hello, did you even know at the time that I was going to be going to Costa Rica?
No, I just know you like hammocks and I hate them, so...
And it was hilarious, and I love everything about it. And in my mind, I was like, wow, you know, should I be saving these to open here? Because then I'm just going to be bringing them with me. And then what if she got me, like, whatevs, so like a fine china figurine or whatever that I have to keep nice. But they happen to be two items that could not be more useful in Costa Rica.
That is so lucky.
I mean, I'm going to be bird watching from my hammock on the beach.
I was going to get you a new bike because yours was stolen.
Oh, my gosh, Suze.
But that's too personal.
You're the sweetest in the world that you even think about those things.
But don't you feel like you have
and
to
that would have been much
bike?
Harder to bring to Costa Rica.
Right. That would have been a disaster.
Oh, man.
I wish
You're
I could
the
have been
best.
with you on your big day.
Yeah, well, you're so sweet, Suze. I just love you to pieces. And
I love you, too. I'm lucky to have you.
I'm lucky to have you.
I really feel like that. I can't believe my good fortune that we crossed paths.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. I think about it all the time. We are lucky. And I was hanging out with my aunt the other night, and she said, she got both of her vaccines, by the way. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Now I feel like I can hang out with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, because she listens to the podcast. Shout out to Aunt Peggy right now. She said, you and Suze really are, well, she called you Susie, because, you know, I call you Suze. You and Susie really are good friends, huh? And I was like, yeah. Like, that's like my sister. I was like, it's like a real deal. On and off the air, guys.
Yeah, for
Guess
sure.
Guess what? So you're just the best, and I just love you to death. And, you know, that's it.
Yeah, but we need to, like, really hope that, you know, one of these years we can actually see each other again for our birthdays and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, we make the most of it, and so are everybody else. I feel like everybody's kind of had to, I don't know, think of other ways to celebrate, like the wonderful people of New Orleans. Or New Orleans. How am I supposed to say that?
Oh, well, the people that live there say New Orleans. Yeah, so we should do
but I can't do that. Maybe.
No, you could say New Orleans.
New Orleans. New Orleans.
Right.
Since Mardi Gras was canceled, they turned their houses into floats, and everybody decorated. And if you ask me, they should just leave it. It looks so cute and fun.
It does look fun, but
Have you seen
imagine, this? Yes.
I loved this.
And it wasn't even just in New Orleans. It was like people that just celebrate all around the world did it.
I like that.
Which is so nice.
We should, I guess kind of Christmas. I was going to say we should have more holidays where we decorate our houses. But, like, not actual holidays. Like, I don't want to do the inside stuff. I just want, like, I think that would be fun. It's like theme weeks for our house.
Oh, my God.
Probably get expensive.
That's not
ridiculous.
I vote against that.
I like that. But because it's like you have to do stuff here. It's kind of like when you did the drive-by part. Like, I do like how people are doing the, trying to make it fun. Like little drive-by parties or whatever.
You know what, though? Like, people are going out more now. So a lot of, like, famous people, I'm sure, are vaccinated. And so you're starting to see, like, some semblance of what it used to be like. And it really reminded me, like, oh, this simulation we've been doing is nothing like the way it was. Like, we've all been making the best of it and trying to whatever. But then when you see what it actually should be, you're like, oh, no, that's actually
for
so
sure.
far from what I've been doing.
Oh, well, being in Costa Rica for 24 hours has reminded me of that. Because I was just having a conversation with my mom's downstairs neighbor where they were saying, yeah, we're lucky here that it wasn't, as bad as everywhere else. And now we can have boundaries.
It's more comfortable, yeah.
Yeah, but it's comfortable. And people, I'm going to go see live music tonight.
Wow.
What?
I can't even imagine.
What? I haven't done that in so long. And it's going to be okay. I think we're going to see a lot of the anxiety on the other way. The transition back is going to be really hard,
You
Kinda
think? I do not anticipate that.
I think it's going to be... I don't know. I think it is a little bit... Because it's not going back. It's the feelings about the feelings that you get from that, There's some lovely wind chimes in the back. So if you if you
Pura
hear
Vida.
those, you're going to like that. That's this is how it is here. So
one of the worst parts, though, of this whole situation has been the constant cooking. And
yes.
I am so sick of it. But what helps make it so much easier for me is HelloFresh, because it cuts out that stressful meal planning and grocery store trips, which I hate doing. So you can just enjoy the cooking and get dinner on the table in 30 minutes or less. And I just love the flexibility because you can, accommodate your healthy lifestyle if you're low calorie or carb smart or vegetarian options.
And they're fast.
They're fast and it's flexible.
No food waste.
You can customize your orders every week and change your delivery days or whatever. It's just one less thing to worry about. And they have a special deal for our listeners. If you go to HelloFresh.com/BrainCandy12 and use code BrainCandy12, you get 12 free meals, including free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/BrainCandy12 and use code BrainCandy12 for 12 free meals, including free shipping. And thank you to everyone who uses our codes because it really helps the show. I know people would prefer an ad-free experience who wouldn't. But anytime you use the code, it helps us so much. So thank you.
Look, I love Jeopardy so much.
Yes.
So I also will just, deal with the commercials. And regular TV commercials scream at you.
That's true. That is so
This
true.
is a lovely commercial experience.
We try to be soothing around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else do I want
Hoodles.
to talk to you about? I talked to you about some fun dream stuff. Oh gosh, well this one is kind of sad, but I'm glad that they're doing this. And I don't think America would ever do anything like this. Japan has appointed a minister of loneliness.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big problem in Japan too.
Yeah, that loneliness and social isolation is really a problem, and even more now than ever, and that suicide rates are going up. So we really need somebody who's going to be promoting connection.
Do they say what the plan is, what the minister is going to try to implement?
Oh,
I wonder what they're going to do for people.
I don't know. It really was just, it said that they appointed one. But they weren't the first. The United Kingdom did it. They appointed a loneliness minister in 2018.
Huh, I wonder how that's going.
I want to know, too.
That would be really shitty to get
that. Wasn't a very desirable one, and they've gone through 3 ministers in the last 3 years. And so I don't even know what the job entails. That's a good question. This is kind of like that same article where it was find out what it takes to be a monster truck driver, and it's well, okay.
I still don't know.
It just says his quote was, "I hope to carry out activities to prevent social loneliness and isolation, and to protect ties between people."
What would you do though, if you were the minister?
Well, so I think having people that check on you regularly.
Yeah.
I also think having purpose, so giving them some kind of job or some kind of responsibility over something else that they, like an animal. All those people get a dog.
I know. That is a good one.
I want everybody to get a dog. Then it forces them to go outside, forces them to...
It does improve health in our elderly population.
Yes, everybody. I mean,
for those reasons, like it does force you to be more active.
Yeah.
You do have a companion. You feel love. I mean, these are all markers of
and it keeps you in
health.
a routine.
Yeah.
Got to get up. Got to go feed the dog. Take it for a walk. Take it to the bathroom. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
And it loves you, and it cuddles, and it. I feel like dogs. Well, I just feel like this because I'm a dog person, but like dogs, like see you and they love you unconditionally.
No, I mean, even I'm not a dog person, but I definitely think dogs are better than cats in terms of like every measure.
Giving you, they're okay because they're literally designed for this. We've domesticated them to do that for us. Yeah. So why not take advantage of this
mission accomplished?
Mission accomplished. This is what we do. I mean,
yeah.
And I just got the best baby in the whole world. So
like your best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cats are not. Cats are not. They're like an acquaintance at best.
At best. Right. It's like your frenemy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Suze, you're giving me the best segue ever to a very less sad story that, oh my God, I wanted to talk about for a while, and I can't believe I forgot about it, so I'm so glad I'm bringing it up now. Have you heard about the scientific experiment that Princeton researchers did back in 1929 on a cat telephone?
No.
Where they turned an actual living cat into a telephone.
A
Trigger
living
alert!
cat.
I already said that. Yes.
A living cat.
A living cat.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So, this experiment was conducted, like I said, in 1929. We have this experiment to thank for the cochlear implant.
Oh, cool.
So, even though this sounds so freaking twisted, this experiment ultimately became the basis for the cochlear implant.
Well, that is great. Good work, science.
So, how they did it is the cat was unconscious but alive. Okay,
gosh.
Also major trigger warning for this. This is like, this was a scientific, this was done at Princeton, people. I am just delivering the news, because it's like, this is it was hard to read even. So they opened up the cat's skull and they connected the auditory nerve to a telephone. And then in another room, like the other end was connected to a telephone receiver. And they would speak into the cat's ear.
Oh, my God.
And one of the other guys in the experiment, Weaver, and then the other guy's name is, what the heck is his name? Ernest Glenn Weaver and Charles William Bray. And the other guy was listening 50 feet away in a soundproof room. And he could hear him. But this is the crazy part. It only, not crazy part, maybe like, only works when the cat's alive. Because don't worry, they tried it the other way too.
Don't worry. This has been confirmed.
This has been confirmed in the worst way possible.
Did they hold the cat up like you do with a banana? Like where you pretend it's a phone?
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. I would imagine it was laying down, like...
And what? They're
like talking into its ear, and then that's it.
Oh, they talked into its ear, and then the guy on the phone in the other room heard what you said?
Yes. They placed, and then they tried to do it with other wires. God. They tried to do it place the wire on other tissues, away from the auditory nerve, and it didn't produce any sound. It only produced sound when it was on the auditory nerve. So there was something about I don't even fucking know how this works. I really can't understand what it is. I mean, it's the frequency or something, but they were able to determine how sound works with the ear through this, and then where they need it, and that
before they woke the cat up or what?
Well, they undid it, but they also needed to know if it needed the blood flow, or if it just needed the mechanics of it. Oh my God! Which I really think they could have just used an already dead cat.
I
think
have
to kill this one.
You should have listened earlier when you told me that they did try that, Sarah.
Oh God! Yeah, I know.
But All's well that
Yeah.
ends well. I mean, that is great for the hearing impaired.
Right? Yeah. So they won.
So
they
thank
ended
you,
up.
Kat.
They were awarded the Howard Crosby Warren Medal of Society by the Society for Experimental Psychologists for this, which kind of sounds like a made up award of like, experimental psychologists, first ever award. Did they? I want to know what the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth ones were, and then
First and only.
like first and only, right? So
Well, why do you think? How did they even come up with this idea?
and like, why use a cat?
Yes, good question.
Do scientists love? Do we all hate cats? No, we love
I
cats.
think we love dogs, so we're not going to do this to them.
Right.
Why should we make them suffer?
God, that's why I was like, are we okay with cat suffering? More
Although,
than
remember when we sent that dog into space?
that was fucked up.
It really was.
I just don't think that he would have consented to that.
When
And
did
you know
he-
what people told me, or I don't know if somebody made this or if it was real. But I think it was real. That space bud or air like little dogs in space did happen. They made that. Somebody already did that. And speaking of other things people made, there is now. Did I already talk about this? A Kid Bop version of WAP.
There is not.
Yes, and instead of WAP, it's wings and pizza.
You are lying.
Yeah.
No.
Both is wings and pizza. Yeah,
That's
so like something like, I'm real hungry for this wings and pizza.
Oh my god. Well, if you actually have a WAP, does that even work?
Well,
yes,
it's supposed
if
to,
you
yeah.
have a WAP. If
Yeah.
you have a WAP, then you would probably want to learn more about it with the, services of modern fertility.
Absolutely.
Because it's a big mystery down there. I don't know what's going on. And so I needed modern fertility to tell me how many eggs you got in there.
What are those hormones looking like?
Yeah. Is it only cobwebs or like what is it? Because it does feel like it's just a mystery and you're never going to know unless you're a gazillionaire. And so that's why I really like it, because this makes it affordable for everyone to know what's going on in their body, and then you can make informed choices about whether you want to have kids and the timeline for that and all that stuff. So it's just great because this would normally cost thousands of dollars, but with Modern Fertility, they send you the test to your house, $159, same information, and then you just send it in and they give you all the scoop, and you can talk to a nurse if you have follow-up questions, whatever you want. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/braincandy. That means your test will cost $139 instead of hundreds or thousands that would cost at the doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/braincandy, modernfertility.com/braincandy. On the last, the last time I did that, I accidentally said modernfamily.com.
Oh my God, did you really? That's funny.
And I was like, oh boy. I mean,
Well,
I get
if you
why
want to
I
get
made
yourself a little
mistake.
modern family, start with some modern fertility.
Amen. Okay.
Amen.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
God bless
yeah.
that cat. Thank you,
God
cat.
bless. Yep, R.I.P. People just were doing a lot of weird experiments during that time.
I know. And in
The
some ways
early
it was
ages.
great because
Yeah.
we learned so much, but then there was all this human and pet collateral damage.
Yeah.
That's not
Ugh.
great.
Any hoodles. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to think of, like, all of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. This one I read, and I feel like I have to do, like, a PSA about this. Because
Okay.
I didn't know that this was going on, but maybe you know about this. Have you heard of these things that companies do where they pay employees to quit?
No.
Okay. So apparently a bunch of these big, huge companies do this, and especially Amazon. This is one of the most fucked up things that I recently found out about. So there's like word going around that Amazon, and I think it's Google too, are unionizing or trying to unionize.
Right, yes.
So these employees are being offered thousands of dollars to leave and never work for Amazon again right before the union elections.
Wow.
And they're like being targeted And so but they also have this program that comes out annually, and it's an annual program where Amazon offers these employees $1,000 to quit their jobs. And at first you'd be like, well, that's okay, $1,000. That sounds like, so they send out this email that says, we love that you're part of the team, but if you have goals outside of Amazon, we want to support you.
Okay.
That's why we have a voluntary resignation program called The Offer, which also sounds definitely like something you don't want. An exit bonus starting at $1,000 based on how many peaks you've worked. And peaks are like how many like Decembers or whatever, like certain times of the year, whatever. So at first glance, you're like, oh, wow, that's good. Like if people if they want to leave, if they want to like, whatever, they have some cushion. The reason why this is so fucked up after like somebody like from the union were talking about, or like union rep was talking about what this really did. When you encourage people to quit, you can then rehire people at a lower rate.
Sure.
You don't have to give people raises. You don't have to pay them. It saves company money on stock payouts, on like 401ks, overtime, vacation pay, sick pay, every single thing. It is designed to save money for the company. And that kind of like wording in there seems so gross, and it's like taking advantage of like you pay them nothing, and then they need money. Like say somebody has something happen in their family, so like a child gets sick or you break a leg, whatever it is, and then somebody says, "Well, we'll give you $2,000." Like, oh God, I really need that $2,000. Sure, because like the short-term payout versus long-term,
sure.
and if you need that right now to keep yourself safe. I didn't even know that there were companies doing this. To me, this seems so messed up.
I know that
Don't
companies, I knew that they were doing stuff to thwart the efforts of unionization, which is disgusting by itself, but this is really low. Because I couldn't even blame someone for taking it. That's a lot of money.
Right. Right, that's it. I would not blame somebody. It's like how manipulative. To say it like that, we support you, not we don't want to give you any more. I just hate that bullshit.
Like even the Uber ads when they were trying to get Californians to vote against and how they're like, they try to pretend like it benefits the workers when it doesn't.
Same with the dialysis places. I couldn't believe those too.
What do they do?
They were it. I don't even remember what the details of it were, but I knew it was fucked up. Where they weren't, they were like limiting who is able to get services. Basically, it would just cost you a lot of money, and it was definitely taking advantage of people. Anytime it's run by the company, like Uber or DivVita or whatever the heck that dialysis one is called, who's paying for it? It's always my question, because it makes it sound like we really care about the patients and we want you to be able to have all of the rights or to choose everything you want to do and da-da-da-da-da-da. No, they don't want to pay for shit.
Well, everyone's bullshitting you.
Everyone is bullshitting you. Hate that shit.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah. And in, I don't even have a good segue for this, but one of the other stories that I wanted to share with you, my last story for today, and thinking about how it is my birthday, and I love those Instagram things or TikTok or whatever it is that'll be like, this is, or maybe Twitter, this is how many years old I am, or I'm I hold the phone like a banana to my ear if you ask me how to hold a phone years old. This one, after reading this article, I had a moment of like, yep, I'm this many years old of where I would turn this in. So many kilos of what this article says, what is almost certainly cocaine, was found on Australia's beach. So, cocaine freaking floats up on the beach. Australia finds out, or like the people, I don't know, government finds out about it, or somebody reports it, and they don't know where all of these packages are. So they put out news that's like, anybody who's seen anything, can you please turn it in? And like, we really urge you to like, don't
Pretty
open it and
please.
don't, and you know, it's just a mystery substance. So just give it to us. And then my first thought was like, who the fuck is going to turn in 10 kilos of cocaine? And then I was like, I would. I'm absolutely the age where I would do that. That's it. I am that many years old.
That has nothing to do with your age. You always would have turned it in.
Are you sure? I don't know.
Are you sure? I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah.
I mean, you seem like you've always been a rule follower.
I mean, the estimated worth of one of these bricks is $7 million.
Oh, and okay. No. Nobody follows that many rules.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, would I turn $7 million? But then my mind went to, well, what am I going to do with 10 kilos of cocaine? How do I even get rid of that? And then I was like, this seems like too much work. I could barely get a dog on a plane. We're good.
Isn't it weird, though, that the government would find out that it was there, but wouldn't know where it went? How the hell did they even know it was on the shore to begin with?
I think it just is it said that a woman was walking her dogs along a beach, and she found 9 bricks of cocaine wrapped in blue packages and bundled.
There's always one.
Yeah.
She ruined it for everybody else.
What a narc. See?
Narc.
Old lady on the beach. That would have been me with Bo. Just like,
I cannot believe
excuse
it's
me.
worth that much.
You know, maybe it isn't an age thing, because I was definitely that kid who was like, excuse me, teacher, you haven't collected the homework.
Oh,
like
my
5 minutes before the bell rang.
God.
100% that's who I am. That's was people. I probably wouldn't do that now.
You know, we all
I would
have our
probably,
flaws.
you know what I would do now? Going back, I'd like to say I've matured and I've
matured.
grown, and I've, since I was 7. No, I'd probably still do that in grad school. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, probably not.
Stop it.
But no, what I would do now is I would have slipped my homework on the teacher's desk and walked out without
that's even
making
worse.
the announcement. Is that worse?
Yes, you are
I would have,
terrible.
as we were leaving, I would have just put it down on the desk to be like, I didn't forget.
Did you ever get in trouble in school ever?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like for
but
what,
more
though?
for like talking out loud, talking.
But I mean, really properly gotten in trouble.
I got a referral for laughing on the bus at some boys who were being naughty, and then I
Oh my God, it's just like in the ruins.
Yeah. Yes. I got in
You're so
trouble, and then and I was really mad because I kept laughing, and I had this thing when I was nervous where I would laugh. That is so fucked up. I got not in trouble, but that's why the police officer who didn't understand incongruent affect from trauma fucking didn't respond correctly when I started giggling when I was talking about how I was molested. Thank you, officer. Ugh. So, same situation. I'm not same, but I'm nervous and I'm embarrassed, and I start laughing, and then the bus driver was like, "What do you think is so funny?" And I was like laughing more because then I got more nervous, and then I got a referral. Which goes on your quote-unquote permanent record, and what the fuck does a referral do? Nothing came from that.
I was actually thinking about going to my old high school and requesting my permanent record. Like, I want to see what's in there.
And also, they don't keep it for that long.
It's not in a vault.
There's no way. Suze, I know that for legally in California, for my patient records, once a patient is terminated, like, if this is more like a insurance thing, or keeping all the files and everything, you keep them for 7 years and then you destroy them. 7 years is but like they're electronic, so I think it automatically does it. So I
had a question for you about, so I have
files.
My therapist who she and we're making breakthroughs, we're doing good things.
Oh, good.
But it occurred to me, like, what if I really didn't want to see her anymore?
Yeah, you just
Which, Amanda, if you're listening, there's no problem.
So I love when people are always like, "Don't worry, we're all good."
I want to know, like, how you can break up with your therapist.
Yeah, you just tell them you can say, "Hey, I'm feeling good. Can we take a break for a little while?" Yeah, sure. Or you can say, I'd like to drop down to every other week, or start doing it as needed. Like, can you keep my space open, and I'll, every therapist has like kind of their different ways of doing it with booking sessions and things like that. I had a therapist once who never, ever, ever asked me if I'd like to have another session. I would have to be, I was like, gave me such anxiety.
Yeah, why would
Maybe she did that on
that?
purpose. Probably because it gave me anxiety and forced me to like prioritize my mental health and not have it be something that's just like
obligatory.
Right. Yeah, I had to actually say, I'd like to make an appointment next week, and that was so hard for me to do.
Yeah, that would be hard.
That's probably
for me
why
too.
she did that. Yeah,
and I probably wouldn't. I'd be like, all right, peace out.
So maybe I like to help out a little and be like, what would you like to have when time works for you next week?
What is there? So. Is there something you shouldn't say?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I think you could. It doesn't feel the best to be ghosted because we worry about you guys, but it's only because you're like, I hope they're okay, but you or like that's just me, maybe.
I had a funny moment with my therapist when she knows that I have a podcast and everything, but for some reason she got the impression that it was like self-help. And she said that, and I go, oh, no, we're the opposite. We're the opposite of self-help.
Oh, gosh.
We're like self-harm.
But like, how do you feel about poop knives?
Don't get me started on poop knives. By the way, the
I'm
design
saving that for our 500
for our merch store
episode.
of a poop knife is, we are working on it.
Oh, my God, this is my favorite
I was going to tell you that
thing.
after we were done today.
That is my favorite thing. That is definitely in my favorites. All-time favorites. I listened to, because for some reason I didn't have any music downloaded on my phone, so the only thing I had were our podcast episodes, and so I just listened to our own podcast for 6 hours on the plane. I was in and out of sleep. Hilarious!
Do you have any notes we could improve on? What? What are
they? No,
they?
not on that. Notes on favorite things that I thought were funny.
That's great.
Just basically highlights of funny things we said.
That reminds me, while we're on the subject, I want to just remind everyone, if you want to leave us a message for our 500th episode. Yeah. So
that is coming up.
You can say, your favorite memory from the show, or you can ask us a question, anything in the world you want us to answer. The phone number is 724-634-8776.
724.
But just so you know, we might put it on the air. So don't say anything you don't want us to put on the show.
Yes.
So there you go.
I love it. Oh, let's wind it down. We're winding it down.
Wind it down.
We talked about some cat telephones. We're weirded out, but we're also grateful because they gave us some cochlear implants.
About people that can do math in their sleep. I can't even do math when I'm awake.
Yeah, they were simple problems.
Still impressive.
I can't lucid dream, so,
Yeah, true. They were doing all kinds of things we can't do.
Yeah, so they're doing fun experiments, not doing anything to cut their heads open while they do it, which is nice. And Amazon is might as well be cutting people's heads open with the fucked up shit they're doing, trying to take all the money.
I mean, they're like one of those things, love-hate relationship, totally.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the worst because they also got me the dog kennel that I needed.
Right, lickety split.
And my mom was like, "How did you get that?" And then it's so big because there needs to be enough room for her to have
humongous.
It is humongous.
I don't know how you
Susie.
carried it.
It's very lightweight, which is nice.
Oh.
She doesn't go. I carried it around,
right.
And then she would. The fact that I fit every single thing I brought. My bag was overweight. I had a dog. I had a kennel. We were in a teeny tiny Costa Rican taxi cab and fit everything and got here just fine. It's like
I'm impressed.
A miracle.
It is. It is a miracle because it was meant to be.
Absolutely
that's why.
is. I agree. I'm living it up. You guys are going to hear some real fun stories, I'm sure, from my times.
We'll live vicariously through you.
Please do.
Don't forget to leave us a review, tell a friend, and check out our merch. We're always updating it on our website.
Such
we
cute
love
stuff.
when you support us that way. It means so much. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that show. You got this far, so you must be a hardcore podcast fan. We'd love to invite you over to our podcast, Twinning at Life. We'll be gossiping about relationships, yes, ours included, bachelor chatter, pop culture, reality TV, and really a bunch of real life stuff. Come join us and have some fun. Just search Twinning at Life on your podcast app.